Hi, welcome to Mary's Vegan Table. This is Mary. Today we'll be making vegan crab cakes. Start off, we empty out the can of jackfruit into a strainer and we rinse. After we rinse, we put the jackfruit in a bowl with some water and about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar or regular white vinegar. We're going to let that sit until we're done prepping for the seasonings for the jackfruit. So here we're dicing up some red peppers and some green onions. The green onions came from my garden. It's one small to medium red onion and one small green pepper. I usually use fresh parsley. I was out today, so I ended up just using the dry parsley, which it works good. But fresh parsley is always, nicer. So now we'll put our onions and our peppers to the side. So now between the peppers and the jackfruit here in the bowl, I'm very upset because the whole time I thought my camera was videotaping and it wasn't. Before I was showing the seeds in this video, I was actually showing you how to shred the jackfruit and how to place the seeds and the core aside, because we're going to use the seeds and the core as well. I wanted you to see that sometimes the jackfruit has a lot of seeds in it, and if you throw away all the seeds, you're not being left with no jackfruit. And here I have nori sheets. These are the half sheets. You could buy the whole sheets. Here I used 2 sheets of nori to 1 can of jackfruit. Here we're going to place the nori, the seeds, and the core of the jackfruit into the little mini blender, and we're going to blend it all up. And once it's done blended up, we're going to add it right back into the shredded jackfruit. We want to shred the jackfruit so that it looks shredded, like crab. When you're eating a crab patty that isn't vegan, it has like those shreds. So that's we're trying to give it that appearance and that texture. So don't throw away, like I said, don't throw away those seeds and that core, because you're going to be left with very little jackfruit to work with. The seeds and the core are very good. As a matter of fact, if you use fresh jackfruit, which I never have, I must admit, but if you use fresh jackfruit, the seeds, you could put those aside and toast them like you would pumpkin seeds. If anybody tries it, let me know how it tastes. I would love to know how those seeds taste when they're toasted. And we're giving it a good blend to make sure the nori is chopped well. But after you add the nori in with all the other ingredients, it's going to break down anyway, because once nori sheets get wet, they break down. So even if there are little bigger pieces left, it's no problem. Waste not, want not, right? Every bit counts. So here we add the onions and the peppers to the jackfruit. Here I add half a lemon to it. This is optional, folks. You don't have to add that lemon, but it does give it a fresh taste, and that little tang is nice too. But you don't have to add the lemon. Old Bay spice, be a little careful with that because that could be have a little heat to it. So I would say season that to taste. I would also say with everything else that's going into this, as far as the dry seasoning is concerned, I feel maybe you guys should just season to taste also. I added about a tablespoon, like a teaspoon of pepper, and a tablespoon mostly of all the other dried ingredients. So you guys can add more or less. It's all about how you like your food. If you like it, spicy, mild. The onion powder also is about a tablespoon, probably 2 tablespoons. I'm really not much of a measurer, I must confess. The paprika, be careful with the paprika also because that could, give a nice little heat to everything also. I also added some cayenne pepper. That you add to as hot as you want. You don't even have to put that in. That is also optional. Like the lemon, that's optional. Be careful with your salt because you don't want it too salty. Next, I add some sugar because crab is kind of sweet. So I add sugar to it. That's about a tablespoon of sugar. And we mix everything well. That's Ian's gluten-free panko breadcrumbs. Those are the seasoned ones. They're very good. Now you don't have to add panko breadcrumbs to that. You could add the regular fine breadcrumbs. Either or, it comes out good. I add about a tablespoon of the breadcrumbs. That helps as a binder also. And here is the vegan mayo. Added about 2 tablespoons of that. Mix that well, and you'll be able to see if the texture is to the point where you can actually start forming patties. Make sure you taste it before you add anything else to it. This may have needed a little more salt, so I added a little more salt. Mix well and taste again. Thumbs up, it's pretty good. Now we put that aside, put it in the fridge for a little bit. Well, now we're going to make the tartar sauce. This is the easiest tartar sauce. This is, my take on tartar sauce. I just used the vegan mayo, and I used what is it called again? Radish. I used vegan mayo and I used the radish for this. As a matter of fact, it's relish. It's not radish, it's relish. So it's about 2 tablespoons of mayo and 1 tablespoon of relish. You could make it according to your own taste. You could add a little bit more mayo, a little more relish, whichever you find is more tasteful. And we put that in the fridge while we start forming our crab patties. Here we're gonna bread our crab cakes with the same breadcrumbs, the Ian's panko seasoned breadcrumbs. Here I have a medium ice cream scooper, so keep basically the crab cakes in a uniform size. I believe the 1 can of jackfruit actually gave us, this mixture actually gave me about 8 crab cakes. You could make mini ones, you'll get a lot more than 8. So here there's no egg, there's no batter, no, you know, eggs or anything. Well, I wouldn't use an egg anyway because I'm vegan. I'm sure neither would any of you guys either. But no egg substitutes or anything needed. Just dip it right into the panko, and when the oil is hot, and we'll add it to the oil. Make sure the oil is heating while you're making the crab cakes. Set the flame to medium and let the oil heat up while you form the crab cakes. And it's also good if you put the crab cakes in the fridge for a little bit and then let the oil heat. While the oil is heating, you have your crab cakes chilling. Don't make your crab cakes too flat. You want them thick. You want them at least an inch thick. So then it'll be like a pancake. Here is the test for the oil to see if the oil's hot enough. You see how the breadcrumbs they sizzle when you put them in? That's how you know the crab cakes. That's how you know the oil is hot enough, and then you can add the crab cakes. Let them cook until they're golden brown, and then flip them. And once they're golden brown on the other side, you can take them out the oil and place them on some paper towels. By the time it takes for them to brown, the crab cake should be heated all the way through. Don't crowd them in. If you have a larger skillet, you could put 4 at a time. Here, I placed two at a time. As you can see, those were already done before I added the other 2. That's why you see 4 in the pan right there. But these were actually already cooking up before I put the other ones in. But just don't crowd, because you'll end up with mush instead of crispy crab cakes. And here they are, plated up. And guys, I gotta tell you, these crab cakes will be delicious with French fries and corn on the cob, or even with something more elegant on the side to have with them. I had made them with a side of pasta primavera, vegetable pasta primavera. Came out really good. Maybe I'll have that recipe on here one day for the primavera. But you could basically make these with anything, and you have a delicious meal. It's really good. Everything came out delicious, and I hope you enjoyed this video and this recipe. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If not, you don't have to. Feel free to subscribe. I'm not gonna put no pressure, but if you'd like to subscribe, that'd be nice also. So this is Mary from Mary's Vegan Table. Have a great day. I love you guys.